Good afternoon, and welcome back to another episode of the Grimaldo Group, where we love helping families create wealth through home ownership. And I'm very, very honored, pleased, and very happy because with me today is a young lady. Her name is Helen Grimaldo. And just the last name itself tells you a lot. If you see the attire, the Grimaldo Group, isn't that nice? A nice logo, GG, Grimaldo Group. Well, the young lady is no one else but Juan Grimaldo's oldest daughter. And Helen, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. And the reason why we're here today with Helen is because she's a young realtor. And being a young realtor and starting in this career, I'm sure it presents with certain challenges. Does it not, Helen?
Yeah, it certainly does.
How long have you been a licensed realtor in the state of Arizona?
A little over a year now. I got my license in 2021 of September.
Wow,
Yeah.
not too long ago, but you've done quite a bit of transactions, have you not?
I did a few last year. Yeah, I did 6, but I was starting out, so it was kind of just 6 starting out learning, and I did a couple with you, so
Awesome. And you are shadowing your father,
correct. Yeah.
which is a blessing to itself because you have a coach, mentor. That so happens to be your father.
Yeah.
Kind of feels different, right? And you look at him, he's your dad, first and foremost. And then everything else starts playing a role.
Yeah.
And what have been the most interesting challenges that you've encountered?
I think just taking on a role as kind of different people because I'm still in school. So I'm a student. I'm also an agent. And then with my boss being my dad, I have to take on the role as being his daughter as well. So being an assistant, there's a lot of things that go into what I do.
Wow. And you do it quite well. She's a very quite young lady, but I can see at times you can be stern, and that helps. It's very helpful, and you are very organized. She does a lot of things in the backdrop, the things that people don't see, and with people like me, she reminds me of stuff, and technology-wise, she's very good at that. So, in these challenges, what has been your experience when dealing with people?
I think just the fear of the one thing that I'm mostly afraid of when I'm working with somebody is like they're gonna say, "Oh, you're too young to be in this business. Like, why should I trust you?" And I encountered that one time when I went to go meet with a client who is very close to me, and I was like, "This is so weird for me. Like, I'm gonna go give advice to somebody who's 20 years older than me. Why are they gonna listen to me, a 20-year-old?"
Yeah.
So
Oh, and how did you overcome that?
I just went in with confidence and I was like, you know what? You can either listen to my advice or like from a young person, or you can take somebody else's advice who's going to give you probably the same thing I just told you. It's just the age that's the difference between me and somebody else.
Well, you got out of your comfort zone and you overcame that, and you did quite well.
Yeah.
There was a key word, confidence.
Hmm.
But to build confidence, you have to gain knowledge. And with knowledge, you start putting yourself in a situation where you can gain experience. And this is one of those. So once we get the theory, you have a license, you did the training, you have experience through seeing how your father operates.
Hmm.
And that is allowing you the opportunity to create the confidence that even though there's fear, because you mentioned the word fear, as long as it's not an overwhelming fear, and you're turning into a very bright young realtor, and people see that. And what has been the property of your dreams that you've sold in these transactions that you've had? Is there any one that of these properties that stands out the most?
What do you mean by that?
Well, could it have been like I sold a small house on a lot that is out in the backwoods, and then I've had the opportunity to sell a custom home build, which is in a very enticing area. Have you had any extremes, if you will.
I haven't yet, but I'm looking forward to encountering one.
Like maybe Scottsdale, Paradise Valley.
Yeah.
Well, your sister lives in Scottsdale now, so
My dream is to one day sell $1 million home. So
there you go. It starts with a dream. You have the vision. We've spoken about vision boards. Get the desire going, get the knowledge, the experience, and you go in places. Um, what would you like to tell young America, folks in your generation, about not only real estate, but about entrepreneurship, development, and whatever challenges you're encountering?
I think I would say just go for it. You can certainly do lots of things at a young age, and you can accomplish lots of things by the time you're even 25 or 30 that most people who are of an older age now are barely learning about the things that they could have done when they were younger. So I would say take advantage of every resource that you have around you and definitely just strive for what you want to do and whatever dreams you want to accomplish, then go ahead and go after it because no dream is too big.
There you have it. That's quite a good advice. I'm taking it to heart myself. I consider myself not as young as you, but young enough to continue to pursue my dreams and expand the horizons. One thing that the young folks or younger folks have, such as yourself, is youth. You have the energy, you have the
Mhm.
strength, and it's just a matter of developing that confidence that you mentioned as we spoke about. So if you have a balance, how can I increase the confidence level and diminish the fear factor that can ultimately control me and allow me to get locked up and not produce? So increase the knowledge, hang with the right people,
Mhm.
and maybe party a little bit less. I'm not saying not have fun, but know that, hey, if there's 80% of fun in this formula at my age and 20% development, then the results are going to be different. Let's maybe switch it. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely. Just like the sign behind us says, learn while they party. You're going to want to do everything that people are doing right now, but in reality, what they're doing right now isn't going to help them in the long run. So do what you have to do in order to have that future that you want by working hard now. That way in the future, 10 years, you get to party while everybody else is working their butt off still because they were partying while they were young. So
Awesome. Man, you're on fire. Uh, being doing the painful now, as we were talking, until it becomes painless, it
mhm.
becomes second nature, and it's development of skills. We were all born not knowing how to read and write. It required development, education,
Mhm.
and that is taking you to another level. And that's how it's a building block. And if you are not willing to develop yourself, though, you're going to end up having the results that you probably won't want to have to deal with. But
Yeah.
it's just a matter of deciding. We have choices in life, and I'm glad to see that you're making the right choices. And it's just continuous development. And with regard to the market, the real estate market, what's your perspective? You're a young lady, but you're a realtor, and
Mhm.
you've been out there. What's your perspective? What do you see? What do you see down the road?
I see a lot of opportunity. I bought my first investment home last year with my sister, and I really want to buy my second one by hopefully before the end of this year. And all the houses that I'm looking at, they're really good deals. And since the sellers are helping you with the lot, it's honestly a really great time to get into the market, even to invest in a home that you probably wouldn't have thought about. Like, I definitely wouldn't have thought about investing in a home at 19 years old if it wasn't for the business that I'm in and for
Yeah,
the leaders that I have, i.e., my dad.
leadership,
Hmm.
and you can become and are a leader because you were talking earlier about this experience with this person 20 years older than you and how you kind of question yourself, how are they going to look at me,
Yeah.
right? But there are a lot of people your age, your generation, that have the buying power to purchase. They may not know that, and they may be thinking, I'm going to keep renting.
Hmm.
But you can be a changing or a life changing thing in their life to kind of change that perspective.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
So, anyone out there that is interested in buying or selling, investing in real estate, I would highly recommend to reach out to Helen. She's a wealth of knowledge, even though she's as young as she is. But I've seen her operate and carry herself very smartly. And feel free to reach out to the Grimaldo Group and ask to speak to Helen. She is going to be assisting you as professionally and as kindly as possible. Any last words, Helen?
Well, I want to say thank you, Angel, and also reach out to him because he's a really great mentor. He's taught me a lot, and I've had the privilege to be able to shadow him and learn a lot from him. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And for everyone out there, thank you for listening, and God bless you.
Bye.